I'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal elders of the Aurora Nation. I'd like to thank Uncle for his lovely and warm welcome this morning. We definitely need a warm welcome this morning. Even though I flew up from Melbourne, it's very cold and unfortunately the weather is a bit grey out there. Now I wanted to start off and give a humble acknowledgement that we are standing on traditional lands, that no matter how long time has passed, 230 years plus from colonisation or settlement, we are standing on and we will continue to stand on traditional lands. And we're very blessed to be here this morning. We stand at a very significant part within the harbour, where at the opening of the mouth is Benelong Point, but a smaller point which not many people know about is Barangaroo. And the beautiful thing about these 2 points is that Benelong welcomes in the sun, and Barangaroo actually sees the sun set and the coming of the end of a long day. I'd like to acknowledge that we are on Gadigal land, the Aurora Nation, and acknowledge our other brothers and sisters, aunties and uncles that are here from nations right across Australia. For those who are not aware, Australia is made up of over 150 Aboriginal nations, each having their own unique cultures, unique languages, and unique traditions as well. I'd like to share a little bit about myself, just so you can kind of get to know me and where I'm coming from, because I'm going to be speaking to you here and there throughout the rest of the day. But I grew up in Tamworth in New South Wales, on Gomeroi country, but my family's actually from Western Victoria. So we're connected to 4 nations along the Western Corridor, along the border of Victoria and South Australia. And my grandmother's country is Wemba Wemba, which is around Swan Hill. And then travelling south, it's Jadawajali, Wirragai, and then Gunditjmara, which is a very strong connection down through the very strong trade routes that have been travelling through for 40,000, 50,000 years. On my father's side, I actually was fortunate last week to spend time off of my father's country, which is New Ireland province in Papua New Guinea. And so I'd like to acknowledge my elders on that side of the Malingalai clan, and also shout out to my family at Nakonamon, West Lavongai, which is about 2 island hops up from Port Moresby. This year is actually quite significant for Papua New Guinea and Australia, where this year actually marks the 40th anniversary of independence for Papua New Guinea. And so travelling up there recently for Australia Week, which was the Australian High Commission, I felt very blessed to be able to step foot on my father's country and be able to share a message around connecting with young people and the importance of engaging young people. Like I said, I grew up in Tamworth on Gomeroi country, and I'd like to just share a quick story with you. When I was growing up, we were very fortunate to be surrounded by wonderful elders and also have wonderful supportive family. And so growing up, we were always encouraged to connect back to culture. And while it wasn't my family's culture, while it wasn't my culture coming from South Australia and Western Victoria, we were very much welcomed in by the warm community up there, the Gomeroi elders. And there was this one story that was constantly shared. And this story speaks about this cycle that's been going on for 40,000, 50,000 years. And it says that when we pass away, our spirits return to this place called the Warrnambool. And the Warrnambool is the Milky Way. And if you've ever had the chance to get out and lay beneath the stars and look up on a cloudless night, you see that the Milky Way it seems quite smoky. And that's when new stars are born. The story goes that our ancestors have stoked the fires and are sitting by the river up in the Milky Way and are calling us home, back up to the heavens, and where we reflect on our life. We reflect on the late night philosophical discussions that we've had, the connections, the interactions, the moments of bliss that we've shared throughout our lives. And then when it's our time to return to this cycle, we come in the form of shooting stars, and we lay within Mother Earth. And now when it's our time to return and to breathe back life into ourselves, it's not necessarily about the idea of being born, but this idea that it's our soul or our spirit choosing who we're meant to be. And the thing that I absolutely love about this traditional story that's been for 40,000, 50,000 years, that's been passed down through oral traditions, is that it speaks about the urgency or the importance of now. It speaks about this element that the issues that we're meant to face are ours to face. The challenges that we're faced with are our challenges to face and overcome. The people that come into our lives are the people that we're meant to meet. And so it's with that I'd like to, again, acknowledge Uncle's welcome to country, because, again, linking to that story, it's the significance of meeting each other, that for our eyes to meet here in 2015 under the big top in Luna Park for the 10th year anniversary of the Happiness Conference, our journeys, our pathways are actually meant to meet and be connected. There's a wonderful quote. So when I was growing up, I really liked ancient history, and there's a wonderful quote by Pericles, and he says, "What we leave behind is not what's carved into stone monuments, but what's woven in the hearts of others." And it's this quote that has stuck with me for a long time, because it is around those interactions. It's about those late night philosophical discussions. It's about those marks that we leave on each other's lives, the eye contact that we make to a stranger as we're walking down the street. It's about those smiles that we can pick up when you get that morning coffee and everyone's going, "Yes, it's breathing new life into me."
If you go to these supermarket and shouting, "I want to buy peace of mind," then people laughing, or people feel that person's mind is something wrong.
Now, this word connections is a really interesting one, because our kids today are more connected than ever.
Of course, then when you're in an institution, people call you up. They tell you to perk up. Yeah, perk up, because I didn't think of that.
I should have a happiness project, I decided. As soon as I have some free time, I'm going to do that.